My dear soul, you are about to uncover a truth that can change everything. I have watched you standing before your wall, the wall of impossibility. For you, it might have different names. The diagnosis doctors called final, the financial situation math declares unsolvable, the relationship that seems hopelessly broken, the dream time and circumstances buried under layers of harsh reality. You have gazed at this wall for so long it has become your landscape. You've learned to live in its shadow, perhaps even memorized its cracks and rough stones. Your prayer, once a bold cry for the wall to fall, may have become a resigned murmur, asking only for strength to endure its presence. You might have accepted the impossible as your final verdict, and that is precisely why my voice needs to break through the skies of your resignation today, with the force of an earthquake and the clarity of a decree. What I am about to show you can transform your life, because I'm not speaking of hope for a distant future. I am speaking of an intervention for your present. I, the God of the impossible, the one who specializes in lost causes and hopeless situations, declare over your life, what was impossible will become possible. Your wall is not your memorial. It is the stage for my next great wonder. What you called an end, I call a prelude. The situation you surrendered as a lost cause, I have taken into my hands as my next masterpiece. Your logic, your experience, the opinion of experts, all of it bows before my word. And my word for you today is, get ready for the unbelievable. Before we continue this message, type this word of faith in the comments. I receive wonders and signs of sacred love. By doing so, you are taking your hammer of faith and striking the first blow against this wall. You are aligning with my truth, not your apparent reality. Now, as we go on with the message, I invite you to take your eyes off the size of your wall and fix them on the size of your God. Your focus has been the obstacle. From today, your focus will be the expert in removing obstacles. Your story won't end with the description of an impassable wall, but with the testimony of a miraculous path that opened right through it. My precious soul, why did I allow this wall to become so tall, so solid, so seemingly impossible in your life? You might have thought it was a sign of my displeasure, a punishment or abandonment, but the truth is the opposite. The scale of your impossibility is, in fact, the measure of my trust in you and the preparation for the glory I want to show. I allowed the situation to reach a point where no human solution was viable for a very specific reason, so that when victory comes, there will be absolutely no doubt who brought it about. If there were even a small chance for you to solve it with your own strength, wisdom, or resources, the glory would be divided. But I do not share my glory with anyone. I love you too much to let you think, for a second, that your greatest victory was your own achievement. I am positioning you for a pure, undeniable, and indisputable wonder. A wonder that will make you fall to your knees, not in despair, but in adoration, and say, "This was done by the Lord, and it is amazing in our sight." Furthermore, your long wait before this wall has forged in you a character that prosperity could never have produced. Your faith stopped being shallow and became resilient. Your patience was stretched. Your reliance on me became your daily reality. You have become the woman I need you to be to manage the blessing that lies on the other side of the wall. I am not just tearing down a wall for you. I am giving you a new territory. And a new territory requires a mature and prepared leader. Your impossibility was your school of leadership. Now, before we continue this message, type in the comments, "I trust the Lord." By doing this, you are declaring that you trust my process, even when it seemed long and difficult. It is your acceptance of my authority over time and method. If this message touched your heart and you wish to support this mission, click Super Thanks and help spread words of light, encouragement, and inspiration to many lives. Going on, rejoice in your impossibility. It is not your enemy, it is your greatest ally. It is the dark stage that will make the light of my power shine blindingly. It is proof that you were chosen not for an ordinary life, but for a life of wonders. My blessed soul, the question in your heart now is, how, Lord? How will the impossible become possible? And my answer is, not in the way you expect, If you could understand the how, it wouldn't be a wonder. It would be a procedure. I do not operate within the laws of your logic. I operate from the laws of my realm, which are the laws of faith and power. You look at your wall and think of dynamite, excavators, a Herculean effort. I look at your wall and think of a breath, a word, a touch. Consider how I work. I parted the Red Sea not with bridges, but with a wind. I fed a crowd not with logistics, but with a blessing over 5 loaves and 2 fish. I brought down the walls of Jericho not with catapults, but with the sound of trumpets and praise. My method is always surprising, always supernatural. So stop trying to figure out the how. Your attempt to understand my plan limits my ability to act. You put me in the box of your past experience and your known possibilities, and I am about to operate completely outside this box. Your victory may come through a person you never imagined. It may come from a source that seems completely illogical. It may happen through an idea I'll place in your mind overnight. Your part isn't to grasp the strategy, but to follow the tactic. I, your God, am sending you a special sign. The sign you've been waiting for is in this verse, Luke 1:37, which says, "For nothing is impossible with God." This simple phrase is not a cliché. It is the foundational law of the universe. It is your guarantee. It is your insurance policy against hopelessness. Type in the comments, "I receive this message and am blessed," and send love and protection to the person you care about, declaring that the impossible is also becoming possible in their life. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a super thanks and help spread this message of light. Before we continue, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do it now. By subscribing, you stay connected to the stream of insights about my mysterious and wonderful ways. Now, going on with the message, your task is simply to keep your heart open and your spiritual ears attentive. I will give you the instruction for the next step. It might be something simple. Call that person. Forgive that offense. Plant that seed. Don't question, just obey. Your small step of obedience, however illogical it seems, will be the trigger that releases my great act of power. My dear soul, for the ground of your life to be ready to receive the seed of the impossible, there is one last preparation that needs to be made, and that preparation is the cleansing of the soil of your heart. Your heart may be hardened by disappointment and compacted by bitterness, making it difficult for the new seed to sprout. The deepest root of your belief in impossibility is the memory of past failures and the pain of unhealed wounds. And today, we're going to pull out that root. Forgiveness is the tool that plows the hard ground of your heart. First, forgiveness for others. The people who helped build your wall, those who doubted you, abandoned you, betrayed you. Resentment towards them is a toxin that poisons your soil. You can't expect a harvest of miracles on land poisoned by bitterness. Releasing them through forgiveness is your act of cleansing. It's you saying, "Their mistakes won't have the power to stop my blessing. I hand them over to you, Lord, and prepare my field for your planting." And then forgiveness for yourself. The guilt over your own mistakes, the opportunities you feel you missed, the decisions that led you to this wall. You blame yourself, and that guilt is a pest that eats your seeds of faith before they can even sprout. My child, listen to my voice of forgiveness. I have already forgiven you. Your mistakes weren't an accident in my plan. They were an ingredient. I used them to teach you, to shape you, to humble you. Your imperfection is the prerequisite for my perfect miracle. Accept my grace. Forgive yourself. In the comments, list the people you want to forgive, including yourself. Picture each one, send them love and say, "I forgive you and set you free. May peace be with you." Feel the lightness and freedom forgiveness brings. Repeat this daily to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. As you do this, you're preparing your land. You're removing the rocks, pulling out the weeds, and making the soil of your heart soft, fertile, and ready. And in prepared ground, even the smallest seed of my word can grow into a giant tree that breaks down any concrete wall. My precious soul, once your heart is ready, the impossible starts becoming possible through a shift in your perception. Before a miracle appears outwardly, it needs to be born within you, in your mind and spirit. Right now, I'm performing an eye transplant in you. I'm removing your natural eyes, which only see the wall, the scarcity, the problem. And I'm giving you my eyes, the eyes of faith, that see beyond what's visible, that perceive the reality of my kingdom. With these new eyes, you'll start seeing things differently. You'll look at your wall, and instead of seeing an obstacle, you'll start seeing an opportunity for my glory. You'll look at your empty bank account, and instead of seeing lack, you'll start seeing a blank canvas for my miraculous provision. You'll look at your sick body, and instead of seeing a sentence, you'll start seeing the stage for my healing. Your perspective is your power. What you focus on expands. If you focus on the problem, it will become a giant in your mind. If you focus on me, your problem will become a dwarf before my greatness. Your new vision will also allow you to see my resources where you once only saw emptiness. You'll start seeing the little boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish in your own life. That small talent you looked down on. That small amount of money you thought was insignificant. That small circle of friends. With the eyes of faith, you'll see that these small resources, when given to me and blessed by me, are more than enough to feed your crowd and bring down your giant. Your impossibility wasn't a lack of resources. It was a lack of vision to recognize the resources I had already placed in your hands. Start practicing your new vision today. Deliberately look at your impossible situation and ask yourself, how does God see this? Where's the chance for His glory here? What small resource do I have that I can place in His hands? This practice of seeing with the eyes of faith is what opens the door to the supernatural. My blessed soul, your new vision needs a new voice to go with it. Your shift from impossible to possible shows up in what you say. Your words are the rudder of your ship. They have the power to steer your life towards the harbor of miracles or the rocks of despair. Before this, your voice might have been the voice of reality. You described the problem. It's so hard. I don't have enough. This will never change. And as you did that, you were, inadvertently, strengthening your wall with the cement of your own words. Today, I'm calling you to a new language, the language of faith. A language that doesn't just describe what is, but declares what will be based on my promise. Instead of saying, it's impossible, start declaring, with God, all things are possible. Instead of saying, I'm sick, start declaring, by His wounds I am healed. Instead of saying, we're in a crisis, start declaring, my God is my provider, and He supplies all my needs. This isn't denying your challenge. It's your refusal to let the challenge have the final say. It's you, as my child, exercising your delegated authority to align with my word, which is the ultimate truth. Your words of faith are Joshua's trumpet before the walls of Jericho. They might seem foolish to the world. They might not make sense to your own logic. But in the spiritual realm, they're a demolition force. Every declaration of faith is a vibration that shakes the foundations of your wall. Keep speaking. Keep declaring. Even when you don't feel it. Even when you don't see it. Your persistence in speaking my word is what will, in the end, make the impossible crumble. Share this video with 2 loved ones who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer of faith and hope. A simple, Lord, may our words be instruments of your power to break impossibilities. Joins your voice to an army of faith. Your mouth was created to be a gateway for miracles. Stop using it as a megaphone for the enemy's reports. Start using it as a loudspeaker for heaven's decrees. My precious soul, your new vision and new voice need to be backed up by new action. Mountain-moving faith isn't passive, it's active faith. It's faith that steps into the water before the sea parts. I'm not asking you to try and tear down the wall with your own strength, but I am asking you to start acting as if the wall is already gone. What does that mean in practice? It means getting ready for your victory. If you're praying for provision, start organizing your finances, making room for abundance. Start dreaming and planning what you'll do with the resources I'll give you. If you're praying for healing, start shedding those sick clothes. Do you start planning the trip you'll take when you're healthy? Act like a healed person. If you're praying for your family's restoration, start preparing your home and heart for the celebration. Start treating your family members not as they are, but as they will be redeemed by my grace. These acts of faith might seem small, even foolish to outsiders. But to me, they are your loudest amen. They're your proof that you're not just waiting, but actively waiting. They're your cooperation with my miracle. It's like the widow who took her few jars of oil and prepared them, trusting the prophet's word that they would be filled. She didn't wait for the oil to appear before looking for jars. She prepared the jars, and the oil came. Prepare your jars, whatever they may be. Get ready for the rain, even if there isn't a single cloud in the sky. Your act of faith is the magnet that attracts your desired outcome. It shows that your trust in me isn't just a mental thought, but a deep conviction that moves your feet, your hands, and your entire being. And a faith that acts is a faith I am compelled to honor with an amazing miracle. My beloved, we've reached the end of our declaration and the beginning of your breakthrough. The impossible has received its eviction notice. The word of power has been released. Together, we've uncovered how your impossibility serves as a stage for my glory. You've understood that my how is always supernatural. We've cleared the ground of your heart with forgiveness. You've received new eyes to see and a new voice to declare. And you've learned to act in faith, getting ready for your victory. Now your wall, which once seemed so solid, already has spiritual cracks. Your trumpets of faith have shaken it. Your march of obedience has undermined its foundations. Its collapse isn't a matter of if, but when. And I tell you, the when is imminent. For my part, I assure you, my word will not fail. The power that raised my son from the dead is the same power now working on your behalf, to bring down your impossibility and give you a victory that will far exceed anything you've asked or imagined. Your part, my daughter, is simply to remain in this place of active faith. It's to keep seeing with new eyes, speaking with a new voice, and acting with new boldness. It's to refuse to look away at the size of the wall and keep your eyes fixed on me. It's to take that 7th lap around Jericho, even when you're tired, and get ready to shout. Your shout of victory. Leave this time together not as someone facing an impossibility, but as someone about to witness a miracle. Walk with the dignity of one who knows the God of the universe is personally involved in your cause. The period of impossibility in your life is coming to a close, and a new era, titled Wonders, is about to begin. Get ready. If this message resonated with you and your situation, type, "With God, the impossible in my life becomes possible" in the comments. Share your experiences in the comments about which wall in your life you are surrendering to God today. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more faith content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.